Bore-da croeso. Good morning and welcome. I'm Professor Dave Phoenix, Vice-Chancellor, and by the authority given in the statutes of the Open University, I declare this congregation open for the conferment of degrees and the presentation of graduands. Distinguished guests, graduands, family and friends, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the Open University's degree ceremony today. I'm also delighted to welcome to the ceremony our special guests and key supporters of the university who have found time in their very busy schedules to join us today. And a special welcome to our honorary graduand, Mr. Alan Francis. We're delighted to be able to honour you today in recognition of the work that you have undertaken. Every year, the Open University awards a range of qualifications that you've all worked hard to achieve, from certificates of higher education to doctorates. For more than 50 years, the OU has been presenting graduands for their qualifications at ceremonies like this one. For my colleagues, and certainly for me, these ceremonies are the highlights of our year because we're celebrating your success. These ceremonies are held throughout England, as well as in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and the Republic of Ireland. Once you've crossed this stage, you become graduates of the largest university in Europe and one of the most extraordinary in terms of its scale, scope, and reach. The success of this, our university, is down to what our graduates achieve, not just the qualifications that you're getting today, but the difference that our graduates make with that qualification outside in the real world. It goes without saying that today is a very important occasion in the life of every one of you, our graduands, your families, your loved ones, and your supporters, as well, of course, as for the university and for my colleagues, who I hope you will feel have supported you and nurtured you in every sense throughout your course of study. So, as the graduands cross the stage, I would ask everyone in the audience to applaud for each graduand to celebrate their success with them. With that in mind, to start the ceremony, Could I ask all our graduates that are able to just stand? Family, friends, and Open University colleagues, let's start today's ceremony by giving our amazing graduands a huge round of applause for their achievements. Please be seated. Now, you've got to pace yourself because you need to keep that up throughout the next hour. Graduands, there's one more way that you and your colleagues can show your appreciation for your study and your success, and that's if anybody's posting on social media today, please use the hashtag OUFamily just to share your congratulations and the celebrations with the wider OU family and those who've gone before you. Today's ceremony will begin with the presentation of those graduates who have gained their higher degrees, postgraduate certificates, and Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering, and Bachelor of Law. These will then be presented by Dr. Sarah Stewart, Director of PGCE Programmes in Wales. We will then see the awarding of the Honorary Doctorate of the University to Mr. Alan Evans. Mr. Kerith Rhys-Jones, Senior Manager of the Policy and Public Affairs Unit at the OU Wales, will present Mr. Evans, who will sign the Honorary Graduates Book and make a reply. We will then continue the presentation of graduands for those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees, and diplomas of higher education. And then I will conclude the ceremony with a short final address. I now call upon Dr. Stewart to present the graduands today. Thank you, Dr. Stewart.
Vice-Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained higher degrees, postgraduate certificates, and have been able to attend here today. Is-gynghellor, cyflwynaf i chi graddedigion sydd wedi ennill graddau uwch a thystysgrifau ôl-ryddedig ac sydd wedi gallu mynychu heddi. Cyflwynaf i chi am radd doethur mewn athroniaeth, am dreithawd ymchwil yn dwyn y teitl Ymchwiliad i'r rhwystrau sy'n wynebu myfyrwyr aeddfed wrth ddatblygu cymhwysedd mathemategol a sut y gallai rhwystrau o'r fath gael eu lleihau neu ei gwiredu. I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled An Investigation into the Barriers Experienced by Mature Students in Developing Mathematical Competence and How Such Barriers May Be Reduced or Removed. John Morgan. Cyflwynaf am radd meistr yn y celfyddydau mewn astudiaethau clasurol, I present for the degree of Master of Arts in Classical Studies, Eleanor Jenkins. Denise Taylor. Am radd meistr yn y celfyddydau mewn ysgrifennu creadigol, cyflwynaf. For the degree of Master of Arts in Creative Writing, I present Rebecca Memory. Michelle Prowse. Am radd meistr mewn gweinyddu busnes, cyflwynaf. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, I present Abigail Nation. Tarina Shears. Am radd meistr mewn addysg, cyflwynaf. For the degree of Master of Education, I present Connor Williams. Am radd meistr yn y gyfraith, cyflwynaf. For the degree of Master of Laws, I present Tony Leach. Am radd meistr yn y gwyddorau mewn cyfrifiadura, cyflwynaf. For the degree of Master of Science in Computing, I present Rachel Birch. Phoebe Lewis. Michael Schneider. Am radd meistr yn y gwyddorau mewn rheoli adnoddau dynol, cyflwynaf. For the degree of Master of Science in Human Resource Management, I present James Dixon. Am radd meistr yn y gwyddorau mewn gwyddor iechyd meddwl, cyflwynaf. For the degree of Master of Science in Mental Health Science, I present Kes MacDonald. Am radd meistr yn y gwyddorau mewn seicoleg, cyflwynaf. For the degree of Master of Science in Psychology, I present Karen Godeika Phillips. Charlotte Minton. Ac am dystysgrif addysg i'r Rhaddodigion Cymru cyflwynaf, and for the Postgraduate Certificate in Education, I present Christy Algar. Eve Bangwan. Nathan Bowsey. Victoria Bullock. Oshan Davis. Renee Day. Joe Dalve. Nathan Edwards. Lynn Fisher. Leo Griffiths. Sean Griffiths. Olivia Hall. Katie Jenkins. Chris Jones-Bell. Cara Keir-Smith. Bethan Morton. Olianne O'Sullivan. Stephanie Painter. Alicia Phillips. Sam Richards. Kelly Robbins. Kieran Thomas. Jenna Lee Walters. Louise Warlow. Lewis Wilkes. Is-gynghellwr, cyflwynaf i chi graddedigion... Is-gynghellwr, cyflwynaf i chi graddedigion sydd wedi ennill graddau baglor yn y celfyddydau, baglor mewn peirianneg a baglor yn y gyfraith, a sydd wedi gallu bod yn bresennol heddiw. Mae manylion llawn y pwnc wedi argraffu yn y mewnwsodiad o rhaglen y seremoni. Vice-Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Laws degrees and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. Cyflwynaf am radd baglor yn y celfyddydau. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Abigail Abley. Isabel Adams. Chloe Ash. Rachel Bartlett. Holly Batterby. Polly Baxter. Charles Bentley. Tony Biella. Danielle Billing. Amy Bishop. Melanie Blaney. Natalie Bone. Catherine Bowen. Tim Broderick Jones. Abigail Brown. Emma Brown. Olivia Brown. Catherine Burridge. Sophie Challenger. Jenny Charles. Carol Choak. Caroline Colwell. Pamela Craig. Ben Davis. Tanya Davis. Etta Dobbins. Leah Doxey. Rachel Evans. Dan Everett. Megan Fairchild. Alexandra Fluck. Andrew Foy. Jodie Frost. Tracy Giddings. Alex Gifford. Melissa Gunoyak. Lauren Goffin. Helene Hackney. Cheryl Hall. Sarah Hatcher. Nicola Holly. Jenny Homer. Craig Hooper. Leanne Hooper. Stephanie Hopkins. Stephen Haller. Stacey Hughes. Leah Humphrey. Amy Hutchinson. David Ingram. Georgia Isadora Barclay. Marian Jeffrey. Eloise Jones. Erin Jones. Hayley Jones. Janellen Jones. Kirsty Jones. Lauren Jones. Rachel Jones. Victoria Lander. Dean Langley. Emily Legia. Sarah Jane Lewis. Zoe Livingston. Abby Locke. Lucy Long. Dion Laurie Humphreys. Nicola Luscott. Kimberly McIntosh. Anna Maleka. Charlotte March. Danielle Mateo. Caroline Maunder. Siobhan McGillian. Callum Mincher. Chelsea Morgan. Claire Morgan. Suzanne Victoria Morris. Charlene Murdoch. Amy Napieski. Shawnee Osborne. Melanie Palmer. Victoria Parry. Tiffany Patton Lawrence. Amy Perry. Anne Phillips. Bethan Phillips. Emily Phillips. Kaylee Phillips. Robson Phillips. Adam Pitt. Michelle Piercy. Mark Polly. Charlotte Pound. Rebecca Powell. Yvette Prosser. Samantha Kaisoni. Louisa Rastrick. Kyle Richards. Kate Ridley McNamara. Cherry Riley. Rachel Robbins. Sheridan Roberts. Sarah Louise Rogers. Claire Roper. Jane Ross. Liam Sheeran. Joanne Sheffield. Emily Shepherd. Felicity Shepherd. Bobby Singlander. Paula Smith. Samantha Southcott. Julie Stevens. Millie Story. Samantha Stroud. Caitlin Tasker. Lisa Thomas. Rosie Tipping. Hayley Tolley. Sophie Travers Nabiowick. Soph Tremaine. Carrie Turner. Amelia Wade. Daniel Ward. Laura Watson. Lauren West. Claire Weston. Michelle Wheatman. Jonathan White. Ellie Whittaker. Gemma Williams. Kelly Williams. Michelle Williams. Ricky Williams. Ruth Williams. Simon Williams. Vicky Marie Williams. Tatia Zakarishvili. Am radd baglar mewn peirianneg cyflwynaf. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, I present John Compton. Maverick Sherman. Stephen Whitfield. Ac am radd baglar yn y gyfraith cyflwynaf. And for the degree of Bachelor of Laws, I present Angharad Aubrey. Gemma Baker. Keinat Mukal. Victoria Olszewska. Mark Phillips. Rhaed Townsend. Danny Wearing.
Fy arglwydd raglaw is-ganghellor, gydweithwyr, raddedigion a gwesteion, my Lord Lieutenant, Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, graduates and guests. Alan Evans has devoted his professional life to advancing education with a particular focus on supporting the most educationally underprivileged young people. Over a career spanning nearly 5 decades, he has shaped policy, practice, and the lives of countless pupils, teachers, and schools across Wales and England and internationally. Mae Alan Evans wedi treulio ei fywyd proffesiynol yn datblygu addysg gan ganolbwyntio'n benodol ar gefnogi'r bobl ifanc fwyaf difreintiedig yn addysgol. Dros yrfa o bron i 50 degawd, mae wedi lliwio polisïau, ymarfer a bywydau, nifer o ddisgyblion, athrawon ac ysgolion, ledled Cymru a Lloegr ac yn rhyngwladol. Through the 1970s and 80s, Alan served as Head of Education and Equal Opportunities for the National Union of Teachers. In this role, he made a profound contribution to key developments in school-based education, including campaigning for the introduction of the GCSE qualification. He championed professional development for teachers, helped establish approaches to mentoring and coaching, and developed strategies to counter underachievement. His work during this period lay foundations for improvements in teacher practice and school performance, and he was recognized as a driving force for change in both Wales and England. Ar ôl gadael yr NUT, ymunodd Alan ag Ysgol Gwyddorau Cymdeithasol Prifysgol Caerdydd fel uwch-ymgynghorydd ymchwil hyfforddiant a gwerthuso, lle bu'n parhau I ddylanwadu ar ymarfer a pholisïau addysgol. After leaving the NUT, Alan joined Cardiff University's School of Social Sciences as a senior research, training and evaluation consultant, where he continued to influence educational practice and policy. He led a number of major national projects, including the National Mentoring Pilot Project, the National Mentoring Scheme, and the Aim Higher Associate Scheme. He also coordinated the mentoring project connected with the First Campus Reaching Higher, Reaching Wider initiative in the southeast of Wales. Through these programs, over 5,000 undergraduates from 32 universities mentored more than 20,000 pupils, providing guidance, motivation, and opportunities to succeed in education. Hefyd arweiniodd Alan fodiwl mentora'r cymhwyster hyfforddwr dysgu I campws cyntaf, wedi ariannu gan Lywodraeth Cymru, gan helpu I hyfforddi cenhedlaeth o fentoried sy'n parhau I gefnogi dysgwyr ifanc ledled ei rhanbarth. Alan also led the mentoring module of the Learning Coach qualification for First Campus, funded by the Welsh Government, helping to train a generation of mentors who continue to support young learners across their region. Alan has applied his expertise internationally, advising on issues of school management, performance improvement, mentoring, coaching, and countering underachievement. He has worked with schools and education organizations across the world, sharing his knowledge and experience to improve educational outcomes for children and young people in a range of systems. Ac yn ychwanegol at ei gyfraniadau proffesiynol, mae Alan wedi rhoi gwasanaeth helaeth I gyrff cyhoeddus ac addysgol. Bu'n gadeirydd corff llywodraethu Ysgol Gynradd Kitchener yn Gaerdydd am flynyddoedd, gan ddangos ei ymrwymiad I lywodraethu da a gwella ysgolion lleol. In addition to his professional contributions, Alan has given extensive service to public and educational bodies. He served for many years as chair of the governing body of Kitchener Primary School in Cardiff, demonstrating his commitment to good governance and local school improvement. He was executive chair of the Council for Education in the Commonwealth, helping to shape policy and practice across member countries, and for many years chaired the Cardiff Governors Association, supporting school leaders and governing bodies across the capital city. Alan's exceptional service to education was formally recognised in 2015 when he was awarded the OBE for services to education. He insisted at the time that this honour recognised not only his own work, but also the contributions of colleagues, mentors, and young people who had been part of the projects and initiatives which he had led. It is a testament to a career that has been both innovative and deeply collaborative. Heddi I gydnabod ei gyfraniad anhygoel I addysg, ei waith yn lleihau anfantais addysgol, ei arweinyddiaeth arloesol wrth fentora a hyfforddi, I ddylanwad rhyngwladol, a'i wasanaeth diflino I ysgolion, athrawon a chymunedau, mae'r Brifysgol Agored yng Nghymru yn falch o'i groesawu i'n cymuned ni. Today, in recognition of his extraordinary contribution to education, his work to reduce educational disadvantage, his pioneering leadership in mentoring and coaching, his international influence, and his tireless service to schools, teachers, and communities, the Open University in Wales is proud to welcome him to our community. Isganghellor, drwy awdurdod y Senedd, rwy'n cyflwyno I chi am radd doethur y Brifysgol Anrhydedd. Vice-Chancellor, by the authority of the Senate, I present to you for the honorary degree of Doctor of the University, Alan Evans.
It's a special pleasure today to be surrounded by people who have committed time, great effort and investment to furthering their education and development through studying at the Open University. I particularly congratulate those who have celebrated the completion of their degrees at several levels, including those who have achieved their postgraduate certificates in education. The OU is unique in the OU in the United Kingdom that we have such a qualification in Wales, the postgraduate certificate for education, and it's bilingual. And I'm very proud that we as a nation are able to nurture such an important qualification. I hope that you, like many others before you, will have found this engagement in learning to be transformative. I was brought up in a dockside community in Llanelli. My father was a steel worker, and my mother worked in a school meal service. They were both bright and immensely resourceful people whose education was cut short by the need to earn a living and a lack of affordable opportunity. I was fortunate to enjoy the benefit of an extended time at school and blessed by some teachers who believed in me, who encouraged me and inspired me. Early on, I realized that there were many talented and able people around me who missed out on the opportunities for further education and training could bring. Our higher education system is one of the most efficient and effective in the world. The jewel in the crown on our largest university is the Open University. Since its establishment in 1969, it has transformed lifelong learning, extended its reach to many who would not previously have accessed higher education, and contributed imaginatively and resourcefully to the institutional, social, and cultural framework of our country. Our secondary school and college system is ranked highly amongst countries such as Germany, France, the Netherlands, Finland, and Japan. However, it works well for the top 65%. But for the other 35%, they are let down by the poverty of expectation inherent in our social, educational, and political culture. We have yet to grasp fully the challenge of tackling this profound inequality effectively. We, and I believe the Open University, has a very significant contribution to make to this national priority. We need to commit all our energies to the establishment of pathways of support and encouragement to all to pursue continuing education and skill development allied to substantial employment opportunities and prospects. We would all be enriched by this, as I'm sure you have been, by your years of study with the Open University. Llongyfarchiadau, congratulations, and I wish you the very best with your futures.
Is-gynghellor, cyflwynaf i chi graddedigion sydd wedi ennill graddau baglor yn y gwyddorau, graddau sylfaen a diplomau addysg uwch, a sydd wedi gallu bod yn bresennol heddiw. Mae manylion llawn y pwnc wedi eu hargraffu yn y mewnysodiad yn y rhaglen seremoni. Vice-Chancellor, continuing the presentation of graduates, I shall now present those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees, and diplomas of higher education, and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. Cyflwynaf am radd baglor yn y gwyddorau. I present, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Sadie Allen. William Allen. Lewis Beddow. Samantha Bennett. Laura Bishop. Lauren Bishop. Stephanie Brooks. Roberto Camilleri. Matthew Clifford. Peter Cockton. Fiona Cooper. Katie Danaher. Naomi Dark. Thomas David. Anthony Davis. Jade Davis. Kim Davis. Chloe Dew. Samantha Downs. Christine Demina. Beth Edmonds. Andrew Edwards. Amy Evans. Rachel Falvey. Shelley Fazackerley. Kylie Ford. Kenna Gray. Benjamin Harris. Sarah Harris. Daniel Hennessy. Martin Hodge. Doug Hopkins. Darren Howells-Vaughan. Anna Yakovu. Lydia James. Corey Jones. Leanne Jones. Rhiannon Jones. Zoe Keelock. Joe Kitely. Kat Kinsey. Lloyd Lewis. Samuel Lewis. Tamsin Lewis. Bethan Llewellyn. Donna Maksimovic. Cesare Maletsky. Natalie McCartney. Umila McElwain. Jasmine McClellan. Mark Medina. Tyler Moore. Ellie Morgan. Chris Morris. Adam Naylor. Daniel Nisbet. Sarah Owen. Tom Prynne. Suzanne Rose. Laura Rumbelow Summers. Angharad Rutherford. Lydia Samuel. Gemma Scarello. Elena Serkijieva. Alex Sharkey. Ryan Sharp. Eleanor Sian Simons. Jessica Simpson. Kerry Spain. Natasha Stone. William Swan. Calvin Turp. Anthony Waite. Charlotte Ward. Holly Wilson Morgan. Bethan Woods. Hannah Woolhouse. Yu Wu. Joanna Xavier. I present for the degree of Health and Social Care, Hayley Thomas. Am radd sylfaen cyflwynaf, for a foundation degree, I present Lauren Clark. Mohammed Hussain. Louise Tyler. Ac am Diploma Addysg Uwch cyflwynaf. And for the Diploma of Higher Education, I present Carly Gunter. Rachel Catherine Higgins. Nicole Hayden. Sophia Miko. Jamie Rees.
Well, as Vice-Chancellor of the Open University, it gives me great pleasure to be here today and to have had this opportunity to celebrate your successes with you, our graduates. And for those who don't know, this is actually my first OU graduation, so it's been especially special to see you cross the stage. I'm also an OU graduate myself, so I know just how hard it can be to study part-time, whilst also juggling all those other commitments that you have to deal with. And I couldn't be prouder of what you, my fellow graduates, have managed to achieve. And I know that pride is shared by my colleagues from across the university, our dedicated associate lecturers and advisors, the expert academics who write the courses, and the designers and the technologists who bring them to life. And of course, all the professional services that make the OU what it is, and that's second to none in the world. So maybe we could just take time to thank all those colleagues that have helped us on this journey. Now, as I said, I know from experience it will have been tough juggling study and deadlines with all those other demands. But I have been told that there is one thing that's even harder than being an OU student. My wife insists it's much harder living with an OU student than being one. So I think we should therefore just thank all those who've helped and supported us through our study. Whatever the role, whether it's family, friends, colleagues or supporters, let's thank those for the work they've done to help us. Now, when the Open University started back in 1969, as Alan was saying, it was pioneering. Our students and staff were pioneers, and they were taking a step forward into the unknown, putting their faith in a university which was using brand new methods of teaching and which would be open to everyone. It's now one of the most successful universities in the world, with over 2 million people who've studied with us. Indeed, our focus on delivering for the 21st century, not the past, has also underpinned our teaching and our research, whether that's our work leading space exploration with NASA or the work we've done to support the development of teachers across Africa to try and help take education to some of the most challenging areas. Whilst our scale and reach now position us globally, it's our students, our alumni and our colleagues that make the OU what it is today. We also, though, owe a huge debt of gratitude to the vision of the university's founders. Foremost among those was a woman called Jenny Lee, and it was to her whom Prime Minister Harold Wilson gave the job of setting up the Open University. She was a woman whose journey started in a Scottish mining community and ended not only as Minister of State that shaped in no small measure the Open University, but later in the Lords to help shape what was happening across the UK. Jenny Lee believed that the OU had to be a university for everybody, regardless of the background, the gender or the ethnicity. But she also believed that it had to maintain the highest possible academic standards to make those degrees worthwhile. You, our graduates, have achieved those high standards of scholarship and professional practice. You've helped us ensure that we're achieving that mission that she set out all these years ago. And she was also determined that we would be respected as a research university, making discoveries, inventing new products, enabling us to help understand each other better and to live together peacefully through education and without endangering our planet. And that vision aligns closely with the way we group our research now around key societal challenges. It's curiosity, either through research or teaching, that drives us as a learning organisation. And I'm so glad that you chose to join us on that most human of adventures, to learn and to live, as it says on the university crest. Completion of your qualification may seem in many ways like the beginning of a journey, but in fact it's just the beginning. And up till now, you've got to think through how you want to define the next chapter of your journey. This isn't the end, it's the start. We're in a world that's faced with many challenges, political, technological, societal and environmental. And we need people like you, our graduates, to go out into the world and seek to make a difference, no matter how big or how small. As you leave today, I hope you'll become an ambassador for the Open University and all that we stand for. Our values of social and environmental justice, our commitments to inclusion and diversity, and above all, our mission to be open to people, places, methods, and ideas. And remember, my fellow graduates, you have now joined a community of Open University alumni that spreads around the world. You can continue to keep up with news, access careers advice, or come back to study in the future. You will always now be a member of the OU family, and I hope one day we will welcome you back for further study, or that you'll find a way to help support the next generation of students that are following in your footsteps. Once again, we are hugely proud of you and thankful to everyone who supported you through your journey. So, for all of today's graduates, perhaps you can once again, now you've graduated, just stand. Family, friends, guests and supporters, and colleagues, let's give this amazing group of people one last huge round of applause for their achievements. So, the proceedings of this degree ceremony have now been completed, and I now declare this meeting of congregation closed. I would ask all those in the auditorium to please stand if you're able to while we prepare the procession to leave. Thank you.